Here's how to shorten cables to turn this into this. The goal is to remove the same amount of inner cable and outer housing so that the amount of cable sticking out stays the same on the ends for it to work properly. Since it's the housing that needs to be shortened first, we'll start by cutting the ferrule off and pulling the inner cable out to set it aside. Now you'll take the cable housing and route it on the bike exactly how you want and cut it to the desired length. It's important to ensure the fresh cut is clean and open. You can usually reuse the cable and fittings by using some heat to soften the housing, and it should just pull right off. Then reinstall it on the freshly cut cable. Now we need to get the inner cable cut to the right length. Take the piece of housing that was trimmed off and cut it down by the size of the old ferrule. Then you can slide the cable back into the housing and use this piece as a template to measure and cut the cable at just the right length. If that was confusing, another option is to measure the amount of cable that sticks out from the housing before you make your cut, and just make sure to have the same amount in the end. To finish up, we need to solder a new ferrule to the end of this cable. You can either buy ferrules, or what I do is make them out of some steel rod that you can get at almost any hardware store. Just cut a piece off that's as long as the old ferrule. Then drill a hole in the center the same size as the cable. Be sure to drill one side of it just a little bit bigger, and you'll see why soon. Now slide your new ferrule onto the cable with the oversized hole facing out, and use some pliers to fray the cable so the ferrule can't pull back off. The bigger hole we drilled makes a pocket for the solder to really hold onto the frayed cable. This is especially important for clutch cables with a heavy pull. Next, we want to strip the plating off the cable and get it prepped for soldering. I do this by dipping it in muriatic acid for about 15 seconds, followed by a rinse in baking soda water to neutralize it. With that clean and dry, it's time to heat up some silver solder, or you can use 60/40 tin lead solder, which melts easier but isn't quite as strong and, well, lead. Make sure to skim any impurities off the top once it's liquefied. Now we can dip the cable and ferrule into some flux and put it straight into the liquefied solder. After a few seconds, pull it out and let it harden with the end facing down. Once it's cooled, you can smooth it out to dial it in for a precise fit. And that's how you make strong, custom length cables for any project. I hope this helps, and ride safe.